to Wednesday's Everyday Witch. How you all doing? Hope everyone is feeling healthy and enjoying this amazing Wednesday. What a bright, beautiful morning. Oh, we have two cards jump straight away. Just see, I just went straight in on the reading. Okay, so I just spoke about this sunshine. And it says, decide to be happy now. Take your time making this decision. What decisions do you have to make at the moment, my lovely listeners? Really appreciate you tuning in. I know I say this every time. Hope you've been liking the Everyday Witch readings that I started for this month of January 2022. They are just shorter, more daily readings for you to just catch whatever the vibe might be, and if it's something that resonates for you, then great. If it isn't, don't worry, give it back to the universe. That reading's obviously meant for somebody else. So it seems like there's some sort of decision that you are looking to work out or to make, and it feels like this is something that maybe has been around you for a little while. So is it something that maybe a decision you've been putting off? Okay, decide to be happy now. So this could be talking about a job you're doing, perhaps something, some opportunity has been offered to you. Maybe something completely random has come out of the blue, and it might be you needing to make this decision. You might think this might make you happier. Perhaps there's more money. That makes us all happier most of the time, doesn't it? But yeah, this feeling this morning was that this sun was shining. It was a really sort of cold, frosty morning, but it was crisp and it was a beautiful, beautiful day. So this feeling of deciding to be happy now, our state of mind or our mindset is very much our choice. And I've got my happy jumper on today. So Archangel Michael's saying, yes, Heather, you have got your happy jumper on. You are happy today. And we want the collective to be happy too. And I want you to be happy. Before we go into any of our clarification, I'm going to start actually pulling you guys a daily empowerment card. I used these cards in some of my Mercury retrograde after party readings back last year. And yeah, I decided for the dailies, we will have an empowerment card. And these cards they're a bit random, but I like them. And yeah, they're a bit sassy as well, actually. I think I've said that to you before. So, for today, Wednesday, the 12th of January, what can you tell us to empower us today? Okay, that one was sticking out. Okay, so they're saying you've totally got this. You've totally got this, listener. Whatever this decision is, you're going to boss it. Whatever this becoming happy is, you've got it. You've got it down. It actually does say, girl, you got this. But hey, there might be some boys out there, and you know what? You've got this too. Okay, so the last week or so, I've been using my Everyday Witch Tarot deck, hence the name of the readings. But I'm starting to use my Green Witch deck this week. So yeah, I really like this deck. It's way smaller and much easier for me to control the cards. My hands aren't that big, so sometimes these decks are a bit huge. Okay, so Archangel Michael, can you shed some more light? Well, okay. So we have the Four of Cups. So for some of you, this feels like this is regarding a relationship, because you have this Four of Chalices. So this is the Four of Cups in the normal deck, and this young lady is looking at these cups, and there's this guy in the background just outside of the door, and it just sort of feels like disappointment. It feels like this person, her expectations weren't met. I'm going to actually pop that down as well. Yeah, it feels like the expectations were not met. And with this Seven of Chalices, more cups, so more emotion, more love or potential heartbreak next to this card. Now this Seven in reverse, it's this feeling that this person feels like she doesn't have many, she or he, doesn't have any choice or doesn't have many choices. But you know, the Archangel Michael card says take this time to make this decision. So you are going to have choices, but at the moment it kind of feels like you don't. It feels like you're missing something. It's like you're not seeing everything that's in front of you. Okay, so you've got another seven, so that's two sevens now. Sevens are normally about being triumphant or gaining a victory. So the Seven of Pentacles is this idea of really concentrating on something to make it work. It's like thinking, if this is a relationship, because this is represented by a pentacle, it's this idea that how did your life look with this person? What was the reality of that relationship? Are you missing them? Are you missing their energy? Did you spend a lot of time devoting time to polishing those pentacles and making those shine? Do you feel like that's all been completely a waste of your time now? It feels like it's not a waste of your time, but it does feel like it's kind of calling you to, you know, decide to make your own happiness your priority first. And then, you know, when we're in a state of contentment or understanding, or at least we've learned some lessons from something, we're much more empowered to then be able to give love and share and be happier for the people that we love in our lives. Okay, so next we have the Five of Swords. Fives, as we know, can be about some sort of difficulty. Not always difficulty, can sometimes be confrontation of some kind, can be you having some confrontation internally, especially if you're trying to make a decision. This could be a thought process. And it feels like, I don't often see this card like this, but in this card you see this guy's looking at all these different daggers and he has one in his hand and he's sort of making some decision. It feels like this woman thinks this guy has a lot of options, but he only has one in his hand. He only has one option that he actually wants to take seriously. There were two, so potentially this could have been within a relationship. Maybe there was some third party vibe going on, and maybe the decision is, maybe this is you, maybe there are two people in your life and you're trying to make this decision of which one it is that you love or which one that you want. Or maybe you've been on the end of this scenario, and this would explain this Four of Cups and this feeling of being let down, being disappointed, things not turning out how you wanted them to turn out. Okay. I saw the Devil on the, as I was shuffling through the deck then. So it feels like something maybe turned out in a way that was a little bit toxic, or was a little bit, if I'm talking about third parties, these often don't turn out well, do they? It feels like the outcome wasn't what you wanted it to be. Things didn't play out in the sense of what you would have liked. You've now got the Star card, so the card of Aquarius in reverse. So it feels like whatever you thought this was going to be, the star that you were wishing on and hoping and dreaming and really trying to cultivate with this Seven of Pentacles, it feels like that fell flat. That didn't happen. Something went wrong. And with this Five of Swords, perhaps you or the person that you're involved with picked somebody else. And maybe now you need to decide to be happy. Decide to be in your own power and your own value. See, now we have the 11, the standing stone. So the 11 is the justice card, but you have it in reverse. So whatever this is, you feel like an injustice has been done towards you, or this could be somebody you love, a family member or close friend. And it feels like you've stood by and watched this unfold, them be treated disrespectfully, or their heart just be thrown away, tossed aside. And there's been no real justice in this scenario, and you feel like somebody somewhere has had what they perceived as their dream to be crushed. Okay, so we had the Wheel of Fortune then sneak out, which is really great, because that tells us that things are going to start to turn for this relationship, this person, or this idea of justice. Justice is going to come back into order. And you know, taking time to make a decision, sometimes that it might not necessarily be directly a decision. It might well be that this is you needing to let go of something and needing to take time to understand your inner thoughts, your heart, your feeling. When we go through these very disturbing times where, you know, we go through traumatic, painful, heartfelt experiences where we just feel like we don't want to go through that again. It feels like this Wheel of Fortune is turning. You then have the World card in reverse, followed by the Empress card. So it feels like cycles are important. So something has just ended or just closed, or if it hasn't yet, it's about to. But this last card that I'm going to kind of go towards the end of this reading on now, you have the Empress. Sorry, wow, just actually said the Emperor. You have the Empress, and this is this beautiful glow up energy of this woman that is, she's beautiful, she's grounded, she's in control of her life, and she's very prosperous. Everything she touches just becomes something that is abundant. You know, often she's depicted within these cards as this mother of the harvest, and there's a lot of growth around her because it's her energy. Her energy is progression, growth, love. Often this can denote perhaps pregnancy. So for some of you, maybe you're trying to get pregnant, and with this Star card in reverse and with Justice, it's just not been happening, and you felt that it's never going to happen. Then you have this Wheel of Fortune. It's like things can happen. And the World in reverse, sometimes this is that feeling of you just not being able to get there. And you know, birth and pregnancy is all about the cycle, right? The 9-month cycle. And the World card is number 21 in the deck, which a 2 and a 1 becomes a 3. And this is very much about development. Number 3 is the Empress, the ultimate development card. So it feels like for some of you that are trying to get pregnant, you may find that something happens and you find that you are. There's a snake in this World card in this particular deck as well that's in reverse, and snakes are very much about shedding something. So maybe if you are trying to get pregnant, you need to shed this unhealthy mindset that you're not going to be able to get pregnant and it's not going to happen. This is the fear of the 5 and the thought processes. This is air sign. So these air signs are all about thought processes and the way that your mindset. Perhaps your mindset has been, this is never going to happen. You know, I don't know how long, maybe for somebody out there, this might be very specific. That's been trying to have a baby for 7 years, 7 months, you know, since July last year, the 7th month. 7s feel like they're quite important for whoever's on the end of this reading today. But it's it is pretty upbeat, because even though with these things I've talked about heartbreak and, you know, trying for babies and the stress and the trauma and these types of things, but ultimately I'm seeing a real light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like in the background there's a little peacock in this card as well. And it feels for some of you, you're going to be peacocking. So you're going to be, your colours are going to become very vibrant. You're going to glow up. There's going to be something about you that becomes very attractive. And you're going to be able to manifest these things once you put to bed this negative mindset of, this hasn't worked out for me. Because you know what? With this Four of Chalices, it's like, this girl looks pretty disappointed. She's missing what's on offer for her. She doesn't see what's potential. So there could be somebody around the corner, a new love in your life, this idea of birth. And it's like you're not seeing it at the moment because you have this scarcity mindset where you feel like it's not possible, there isn't enough. But as your empowerment card said, and along with the Empress, these two together are pretty powerful. So they're saying to you that you are this immense spiritual being. You are able to put food on the table, to create new life. You are able to flourish. People that you meet and people that you interact with, you can bring light and happiness and joy, because ultimately that's who you are. So look for your joy today, my lovely Wednesday gang. I just want you to know that today you must embody this feeling of this Empress. Number 3, as I said earlier, are about developmental work. So take the time to understand where your mindset is right in this moment, because there is definitely something that's very powerful around the corner for you on this Wheel of Fortune turn. What goes up must come down, and it feels like you may have spent a little bit of time in the down mode. So now is time for you to rise and ascend. Have a great day, my beautiful Empress energies.